Welcome to another edition of the Above the Bridge podcast. I'm your host, Thaddeus. First, I want to shout out our sponsors, Defend Hawaii. If you go to their website, defendhawaii.com, use promo code ATBPod upon checkout. You'll receive 15% off your entire purchase order. Go check out what drops they have coming out for summer. They have a store, Winter Mall, called No One, so go check them out. Defendhawaii.com. Next, we have IREP Detail Supply, and they recently made their 2-year anniversary. So shout out to Kaika. They're also going to open a store in Vegas soon. So go check them out if you live in Vegas. IREP Detail Supply. If not, go on their website, irepdetailsupply.com. Use promo code ADBPOD upon checkout, and you'll receive 15% off your entire purchase order. Next, we have Hawaii Candy Factory, and you see their stuff all over the place. Their packaging of gummies and lihimui belts and whatnot is local candy foods. They're in the packages called noms, and you see it on the internet everywhere. But go check them out. Hawaii Candy Factory, promo code ATBPOD upon checkout. You receive 10% off your entire purchase order. Last but not least, Medicinal Mushrooms Hawaii. And if you look here, they have 4 tinctures of extracted mushrooms. We have the lion's mane, turkey tail, chaga, and the newest one is the red reishi. And I take all 4. I take 3 in the morning, the chaga, turkey tail, lion's mane, to help me through my day. It has different medicinal healing factors. You can check it out. The red reishi I've been taking for the last month, and this one I take at bedtime, and it's been giving me the best sleep ever. I sleep like a champ. I don't wake. It's been very beneficial for a good night's sleep. But go check them out. They're at medmushroomhigh.com. Use promo code ATBPOD upon checkout, all capitals, and you will receive 45% off your first tincture of mushrooms. So go check them out. Aloha. Okay, this week, my guest on our show today is somebody I've known for a while. He is the general manager at Roy's in Ko Olina, but he's someone of a many hats and does a lot of different things. He's definitely a father, and I always resonate with fathers that actually take precedence with their children and make sure they're a big part of their life. And I always have a good time talking with fathers. But oh shoot, I'm gonna mess it up. Taisei, what's up, brother? How are you been?
What's up, Thaddeus? I'm
Right, it's
good,
like
brother.
you throw me off. Change your name. Well, I guess your real name. I've known you as Ty for all these years, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I just like I told you earlier, my mother wants me to honor my name and introduce myself as Taisei. And at 40 years old, I happen to agree with that.
Yep.
So Taisei it is.
Sounds cooler too, man.
It does sound cool.
Yeah.
Very different.
So what you been up to, man? Has it been busy at the restaurant right now?
Yeah, man, the restaurant has been extremely busy, and all I can say is that I'm absolutely grateful and fortunate that we are busy. Not a lot of restaurants are busy, and a lot of them are closing. I think Shokuro just closed its doors on what which is it, where did they
Kapilani?
close?
Is it
Kapiolani.
Kapi? I
I
think
think
so.
I think they still have 2 other locations, but it's just sad because so many restaurants are closing right now, and in
Yeah.
these hard times post COVID, um, we're fortunately able to continue to operate.
Well, I think a lot has to do with the food and Chef Roy, but the experience people have at your restaurant, the one in Koolina, is bar none the best service you can get, probably that I have received. I always tell people there's 2 places on earth that I notice the service to be exceptional, which is above and beyond. One is Disneyland, and I think they train the people there they gotta meet certain qualities or you're not gonna work there. And every experience I had at Disneyland was always one of the best. And I know they train their people a certain way. My mom actually used their handbook to train her teachers when she was in administration for the DOE. But the second is your restaurant. Every time, and my dad, he has zero tolerance for bad service. So if he says the service here is good, that's like getting like a crown, like in my book. And he loves the service. Every time we're in Koolina, we're going to Roy's every single time. And I think that speaks to you and your staff. But I think you have a culture there that is far above and beyond what normal restaurant service entails. And I'm not just saying that because it's you. I've experienced it before I knew you working there.
I would have to agree 100%. And you actually said the word that I used to describe the energy in that place, and it's culture. It's we have 10 restaurants here on the island, in our restaurant group, from Eating House 1849, Roy's Beach House. We have restaurants on pretty much every island, every major island anyway. And I think that the culture started with Roy 35 years ago, and his vision for aloha service paired with the world-class cuisine, um, combined to make an overall experience more than just going out to fill your tummy.
Yeah.
And then throughout the years, different restaurants kind of created subcultures within Roy's culture, and Ko Olina is definitely something different. They're all special, I think. I know they're all special in different ways, and you can expect a certain level of standard when it comes to walking through any one of our doors. But there is something extremely unique about the people and the food at Ko Olina. So that's what I can speak
Yeah. How long have you been working there?
on. Since its inception. So 2004, I got hired as a busboy,
Yeah.
and so it's one of those rags to riches, but I'm not rich yet. One of those stories. And I just worked my way up throughout the years, and 20 years. I make 20 years in July, and
Wow.
I can honestly say that I still drive to work stoked about what I'm about to experience every day.
That's true, and it's probably a different experience every day, you know what I mean? And you're gonna meet new people every day. But to work your way up from a busboy, that's kind of remarkable. It's something that a lot of people aren't driven to do. Like they
Yeah.
automatically assume they're either stuck in where they're at or they don't aspire to move up. And you meet those people throughout your life. I'm sure you've met a lot of people like that in your business. But how hard was it to move up the ladder?
Well, I think it's all about divine purpose, because when I was a busser, I didn't think I was going to be the GM one day. It wasn't really a goal. It's something that was formulated through experience and me intentionally trying to unlock my purpose throughout the years. I always enjoyed working there, and working through the different levels, I started having new realizations as time uh, went on. And then before you knew it, I was at a management position. And then at that point is when I started thinking, maybe one day I can run this place and my vision can be even stronger, and the culture can be a little bit more of what I feel it should be, paired with Roy's standards and expectations, of course. But maybe I can put my footprint on this place and impact lives. You know what I mean?
Yep,
And that's
definitely.
definitely what we do, bro. We impact lives. People can go eat anywhere. But I feel like over the years, I've realized that people come to Roy's Ko Olina for a feeling
Yep,
more than just food, right?
yep.
It's healing, really. And I look at it like that. It's because people come to see us to feel better. They leave that place feeling a lot better than they did when they walked in. Whether they're happy when they walk in or if they're sad when they walk in, it doesn't matter. They leave more enriched because of the acceptance and acknowledgement and love that they got when they came in through these doors.
Yeah. As a promoter, I would tell my employees people aren't gonna remember the night, the specific night, as in your case, they're probably not gonna remember the exact meal they had. They're not gonna remember what day of the month it was, but they're gonna remember how the establishment made you feel, good or bad. If it's a
Yes.
bad, they're always gonna remember the bad for sure.
Yeah.
But if it's good and it's something super pleasurable, they're always gonna remember it, and they're gonna be more welcome to come back. And that's the same thing that I feel when I went to your spot. It's next level of feeling like you're appreciated to dine there. It's different. And I kind of get all these thoughts from my parents because they're very well traveled and go to a lot of restaurants. And bruh, they really, it's weird because my dad would talk about Roy's and your guys' staff, and I'm like, yeah, I know the general manager. I just told him tonight I was gonna have you on. He's like, what? That place is good service. I was like, I know. But it's a feeling,
Yeah.
like you said, it's people are gonna remember how an establishment made you feel. And I've tried to instill that in people I work with, and it's not easy. How hard it has it been for you guys to for you to get your staff on board with your ideas and your culture?
Um, I mean, it does have its challenges, but I think because I've been there for so long and I do my best to lead by example.
Yeah.
Like when I walk through those doors, 9 times out of 10, because I have my slumps as well, but 9 times out of 10, I'm going in there with really positive energy. And really the focus is the well-being of the guest, the experience of the guest, but also the well-being and morale of my staff. I put a lot of emphasis on that. I take care of them like they're all my family, each and every single one of them. And I think that my management style from the outside, you know, there could be a lot of things that a lot of red flags where people would be like, oh, I wouldn't do it if I was in your shoes, and I wouldn't do it. But when you look at the product that we have, you step out, something's working,
Yeah.
right? So I'm going to continue to manage the way that I do, but I will continue to listen to feedback to possibly better my knowledge and maybe be more effective some way. But at the end of the day, I'm making the decisions for how the vibe is going to be, how the service is going to be, how the energy is going to be in that room. And we will continue. It's a work in progress, but
Yeah.
we'll continue to trot forward and do things out of love. That's my main thing. Do things out of love.
Well, that's the culture you're creating, the aloha vibe. And I guess for me, it's always cool to see because anytime you're working and I'm there, I'm gonna see you. That means, like you just said, you lead by example. You're showing that you're doing what you're asking your employees to do, and that resonates big time with employees. Like if you're the manager that sits in the back, tells people what to do, and does his own thing, and like I've known people like that versus the person that's out there grinding with his staff, that's on the front line, showing example, not afraid to do a minuscule task that you ask other people to do, or grab a plate or do whatever. Like
Yeah.
that's what is going to make your team fight harder for you and your restaurant. You know what I mean? Right
So,
on.
like what you were saying about like how like management styles and some managers sit behind a desk and point fingers. Like for me, I would never dog that style because I know I've seen effective managers do that in
Okay.
businesses that make money. I've
Yeah.
seen it. But the thing that's different about our restaurant is that the feeling's different because the leader and the leadership team is active. We're on the floor, we're engaging with guests. How many restaurants have you been to where you see active management staff checking up on people genuinely, asking them to see how they're doing and thanking them for choosing their establishment?
Yeah.
Not many, bro.
Not many. And when you do, it's so like they're going through the motions. They don't you it's like they're just checking a box. Oh, I told them
Mhm.
hello. I told them hello. It's not like a it wasn't like a comforting feeling. It just like they're going through the
Mm.
motions. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. If that any, you know what I mean?
And you know what's funny, Thaddeus? If you know what we're talking about right now is literally what it's literally the blueprint for management staff anywhere. If you can have a genuine, loving management staff that engages with the guest or customers, whatever you want to call them, that's really a huge part of business's success,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to customer interaction. And I could tell you that, but it's hard to execute.
Yes. Easier said than done, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to always keep evolving with your management skills, what do you do to help learn more about it? Do you like take classes? You research? I'm sure YouTube is like the University of YouTube probably has a lot of info on there too, but how do you try to always evolve or elevate your management skills?
You know, that's an interesting question. And one of my friends that works at another restaurant recently went to like a seminar and got trained formally how to be a manager in like different situations, HR stuff. And I've literally had to experience, I've learned that through experience and setting my intention to develop myself.
Yeah.
So YouTube is a great resource. I've never really used it for that though. I think I think mainly what I've done was I've bounced ideas and personal experiences off fellow general managers in my company, and also I communicate. We have meetings with my management team, and we also are very open with communication. Hey, this situation happened to me the other day. This is how I handled it. Do you think that I handled it well, or are there other ways I could have handled it? You know what I mean? Like we have those conversations daily.
Oh, that's good.
So
That's the best open communication. You learn from minor mistakes and stuff like that. And if you can communicate with the other restaurants, if they're having certain problems, you might be able to learn from their mistakes as well. You know what I mean?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
S- So, have you met Roy? Like, do you know him personally?
Oh, I have a very good relationship with Roy. You know, he's a man of few words, and he's super busy. He just took a job as the director of the Culinary Institute of the Pacific for all the
Oh,
all the Hawaii campuses, the UH Hawaii campuses. So he's in charge of KCC, LCC, WCC, all their culinary programs. He's the director.
oh
So
wow.
he's literally trusted his team and his 10 restaurants and his controller and his corporate executive chef enough that he could go on and take this new venture and allow us to hold his torch in his absence. You know, he still makes the final call, but he's in a position where he's exploring different avenues now and touching different people in a different way while he allows us to do our thing.
Yeah.
And I gotta say this too, you know, like one of the beauties of working for this company is that when Roy trusts you, he gives you a lot of freedom. Meaning he's not breathing down your neck saying, "Put this here, put this there, put this here." And he really allows you to kind of develop and come into your own. So all the restaurants really feel unique. Their
Yeah.
visions of the general manager and the executive chef at that location, you know what I mean, with help from our corporate controller. I got to shout him out, Michael Weber, who's a genius, and Garrett Mukogawa, who is our corporate executive chef. Those two guys, they kind of put you back in the lane if you're kind of going out of the lane. But other than that, the wine list, the cocktails, the menu, the food, the specials. It's all the vision of each individual restaurant.
Yeah. That's awesome. I just you mentioned eating house. I just went there for Easter lunch or brunch. I didn't know that was Chef Roy.
Oh, in
Yeah.
international.
Yep. International marketplace.
How
It
was
was
it?
fire. It was good. Like simplest things. My daughter once had the chicken and waffles, and it was like done differently. I had
Mm.
a loco moco. It was done differently. And mushrooms. It was like every dish was like a signature dish that you would know but done differently, and it was a cool brunch for us for Easter.
A twist on the traditional.
Yeah, yeah.
So just so you know, the executive chef there, Randy Bangloy, came from Ko Olina.
Oh, nice. So you know the guy too then.
Oh, everybody in the company, we're like this, bro. And we all have mutual respect for each other because we all have strengths in different areas, weakness in different areas, and really we bounce things off of each other and try to enrich each other with
That's super cool.
with a underlying, or how the kids would say, low key competition. You know what I
Yo,
mean? We all have a low
gotta
key
have that.
competition with each other, but it's healthy for growth.
Yo, definitely.
Yeah.
So how's it been over there? I would assume a lot of celebrities come by because Koolina's popping and it's like a higher end hotel establishment in the area.
My brother, we see a lot of celebrities. Um, Jason Momoa, he threw his rap party for Chief of War when they finished, I think, the first season or one of the episodes. They brought the whole crew there
Oh
and they did
wow.
a special party. He's been there a couple of times. He really likes the place. UFC fighters, we see them all the time. Football players, back in the day, we had the Pro Bowl at Ihilani, so
Oh
we would
yeah.
have. At one point, we had Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, Drew Brees, Aaron Foster, Cam Newton. They were all in there in separate parts of the restaurant, and it's we see that quite a bit. So it's fun. It makes it really fun. And something else I do want to mention is that we've been throwing a lot of events there, and they've been getting bigger and bigger. So we've been doing this reggae night,
Oh,
which I don't want to continue to call it reggae night. I'm looking for another name. But as of right now, we've done 4 installments, and each one has gotten bigger and bigger. And Ja Gumby from Ukla
yeah.
and Father Psalm's musical genius and Mr. 83 have been headlining that for the past 4 times. And sometimes we'll have guests, that step on the mic and whatnot.
Oh
And
wow.
it's been paired with like fire dancers
Oh
on the golf
wow.
course. We have like the Samoan slap dancers, hula dancers that kind of just add accents onto the event. And yeah, it's something that you can probably expect moving forward quarterly from
Oh, that's
us.
super cool. So you guys, it's
Yeah.
live music, like the full band and stuff like that.
Well, we've done full bands, but I think what has been working for us has been a DJ spinning and then a singer going on every 3 to 4 tracks.
Okay.
Which is something different. You know what I mean? You don't see that at a whole lot of events. And mind you, it's also a dining experience. So people are ordering world class food with world class service, but then also are sitting on the outside patio overlooking the 18th hole pond at the Koolina golf course with the breeze hitting. I might even start synchronizing it with the full moon at some
Oh,
point because the full moon going up, live reggae music, string lights, world class music, beautiful employees that are showing mad love, libations, and
oh wow.
just vibes, bro.
So
Vibes.
was this like your idea that you brought to life?
I wouldn't. You know what? I'm gonna own it. Yes,
Yeah.
it has been my idea, and it's something that I you know holds a lot of gravity in my heart because I'm finally in a position where I can throw these events, and they've been invite only as of now. Because I feel like it's a kind of a test phase. So the
Yeah.
people that get invited, they're all called. Hey, bro, I'm doing this special event, May 20, whatever. It's gonna be reggae. This is who's headlining it. Do you want to be a part of it? I have a table for 6, a table for 4, and a table for 8. You want one of them, right? That's the only way. And we've been selling it out. We've been doing
Yeah.
record sales out there for those nights, and then the feedback from the guests, bro. I actually want you to be there
I'll go,
next one
bruh, for sure. I definitely would check that out. That
as
sounds
a
like a lot of
promoter,
fun. Yep, that would be fun.
bro. Yes,
I
yes.
like seeing new things and the way people do things differently. That would be super awesome. Plus, I'll go out there and have a good meal. How
Yes,
late do you
sir.
guys go for that?
Well, we normally run it from 6 to 9 because we have
Okay.
to be conscious and aware that there's
Yeah.
residents that live close. But
Yeah.
the last event, I saw residents sitting outside bobbing their head. So
Yo,
I thought that
guarantee.
was pretty indicative of like moving forward, but still gotta respect this Ko Olina and
Yeah.
these people, you know, they know what they want there.
Oh, that's
So
super cool. So like they gave you kind of free range to kind of try new things then.
yeah, we're trying to figure out new ways to generate interest and revenue. And like I feel like that's something that the West Side is lacking,
Yeah.
especially in that setting with that style of food and service. But Mr. 83 singing Love Construction, you
Yo.
know what I mean? It's ridiculous. And then I'm also trying to do comedy because I
Okay.
feel like comedy paired with music makes for a magical evening. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna figure out a way to do it.
Well, I had some comedians on. I recently was a guest judge at this comedy battle. It had 30 comedians. It was like a couple weeks ago.
Oh no.
Um Jose Dynamite is he runs it's called Comedy U in Hawaii. It's kind of how
Okay.
Tamua got his start. And they have
Okay.
open mics and stuff like that. And he's always looking for new venues. So if you're gonna get into comedy, that'll be the guy that you should link with. He's puts on shows every week. Blue Note, Hawaiian Brian's, Anna
Uh-huh.
Bananas, like they're everywhere, and he is consistent. Like he has something going on every week.
Well, that's how things are done right there.
Yep,
What you
yep,
just said. So, well, we'll see. Maybe I'll reach out to him at some point,
yeah, for
bro.
sure.
Thank you.
It's it's cool. The comedy scene in Hawaii is starting to grow, and I think
Mm,
with back in the day, it was always what Andy Bumatai, um, Frank De Lima and those
yeah.
guys, Augie T, and then now there's a new wave with Tamua and James
How's this
Mane.
guy?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
These guys are killing it.
yeah, and the outreach with social media is getting them to be known way faster. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I can see them developing their talents and the edits are getting better and the
Yeah,
content. Like even like Nainoa Heffernan,
yeah,
and Alex, what's that? Alex Farmhand or something. Like these guys, they're really doing something,
yeah.
And I think that it's only a matter of time. I actually had Ivan Magic Mike
Oh,
MC a
okay.
short bit at one of my events, and it went really well as well. I think he did the whole Samantha thing,
Oh,
and it just everybody cracked up, and it was good. It was short, it's sweet, and I don't know. I look forward to working more with these guys.
yeah, that would be cool, man. Good luck
Mhm.
um for that and see how it turns out. Like it's cool to see people doing different things and yeah, that sounds something like right up my alley. Reggae music, fine dining, like in Ko Olina, that sounds like a vibe. So you've
Yeah.
been pretty active on social media and you've been making music yourself, right? You've been rapping now.
Yes, actually, I've been rapping for, I counted the videos that I've posted on Instagram, and it's like 250 videos where I just literally I sit down, I'll write I'll pick out a beat, I'll write a verse, and then I'll spit it right then and there.
Yo. 121 days in my man cave. Nights seem longer, covered trauma with band-aids. But sometimes stars shine brighter on bad days. Clouds open up and illuminate pathways. We ain't in the future trying to recreate past ways. We in the present and we evolve from bad taste. Never solve the problem with a sad face. I'm from the 90s where we fight and give handshakes. Now it's more about how you impress your fan base. Try to do a gainer, well, how does the sand taste? Hope the sun shines bright on you, son, and the moon gives you glue so you can stick to your guns. Saw my silhouette like a witch having fun, loving all this energy and what we become, yeah.
And then I'll upload it to Instagram and then fall asleep and check it in the morning. And I've been doing that for like 4 years now.
Yeah.
But before that, this is like my recent stuff. Like I've performed at the wave, like back in the day at the Wave and Pipeline and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
opening up for like Atmosphere and Slap
Oh,
Symphony back
wow.
in the days with Flash, bro. Like that's when I was 19, 20. And then
What
that's
was
how
your
it
rap name?
started. We went by Jaitik.
Oh,
Jaitik. M-A-J.
that's you? I
That's
didn't know
me,
that was
bro.
you.
We
I heard
started
that name
Jaitik.
before. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I was a young boy I didn't have the dreadies, back then. I had a little afro and stuff. And that's how the rap thing started. But I never really took it serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wasn't ever trying to be a rap star or anything like that. I just did it for fun. And I felt like it was a great outlet for creativity,
Yeah.
So now all I do is I just post stuff on Instagram and I move on. But like you said, I'm doing a lot of new things on social media. And my newest project is a joint thing with my brother, Kenji Lee, who is known for a lot of things, kind of like myself, but mainly for his videography skills. He's a
Yeah.
shooter. He started as a wedding shooter, but he's also done short films and documentaries. And now I think one of his biggest channels is the real estate channel with Core Team Hawaii.
Okay.
Core Team Hawaii, so real estate, and then he also does Kealoha's Counter. Kealoha's Counter. It's a I think they're about 30,000 followers, but it's actually my best friend. Another guy
Okay.
I used to rap with under the name Kalo Patch Kids,
Okay. I
Kealoha.
heard of them for sure.
K Love, bro. He's amazing, and he's an amazing artist as well. But now he's doing like he's cooking, he's dancing, he's making local favorites, and my brother is the shooter behind that.
Okay.
So we're forming this small conglomerate or like media group of Kealoha's Counter, my brother Kenji, he has the channel called Kenji Walk, and then myself, Taisei Discovers. And we're all doing things a little separately in our own lanes, but at some point we'll be intertwining our content and pushing each other to just, create stuff that people want to see.
Okay. Was he the one that has a podcast also?
Kenji does have a podcast,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I invited
Yeah.
him to come on the show too. I was looking at some of his stuff. He agreed, so we're gonna try and link up. Yeah. I didn't know
That's
that
my
was your
blood
brother.
brother.
Yeah, I didn't
Yes,
know
it
that.
is.
Because you
Yes,
went
it
on his
is.
show, huh?
I was, I was,
Yeah.
I went on the show, but I mean, if you take a look at anything that's on Taisei Discovers, he's the mind behind those edits. And then when
Okay.
you look at the 3 different pages, you can kind of see he has a thumbprint that is very unique to his style. So
So
look
what
forward to
is
that.
yeah, for sure. What is Taisei Discovers? What is that all about?
Okay, so I mean, this is one of my major influences,
Okay.
Anthony Bourdain. Ever since I used to watch No Reservations and his uncut stuff, and
Yeah.
I just loved his unwavering ability to be himself, drop an F-bomb here or there, smoke a ciggy, but his brain and his narration and his experience really drove the whatever he was doing, bro.
Yeah.
So like that always grabbed me, and I always thought, man, one day I would love to be able to speak and host a show or something at a fraction of the greatness that he does. And then I started watching Huang's World, Eddie
Oh
Huang,
yeah. I
that
watched
guy.
that.
And yeah, so he's hip hop, right?
Yep.
He's food, and he's also extremely articulate,
Yes.
modern, edgy, right?
And
Little
he's
Asian
Asian.
dude,
Yep. Yep.
Asian, and I'm Asian. You're Asian. I'm half
Yep.
Japanese.
Yep.
So like he really, I could identify with him. And then there was also Action Bronson with Fuck That's
Oh
Delicious.
yeah. Yeah.
And he's a rapper. So those are my 3 major influences for this channel, Taisei Discovers.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
the initial content that you'll be seeing or that you can't even see now has to do with wine, because I'm actually on my quest to becoming a certified sommelier.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I passed the first level, and then or the intro, they call it the intro. You have to pass that in order to be considered to be a certified sommelier. So that's coming up in my timeline. But as of
Oh
right now,
wow.
there's so many things going on. I'm not studying enough to do it this year. So wine is my passion. So one of my passions. So the first couple of the first bit of content that you'll be seeing is me describing wine. My brother and I flew to Maui. We went to Ulupalakua, which is a winery on Maui that is known for their pineapple wine,
Oh,
but
wow.
lesser known for their quality estate wine. And we literally went there with no plans, ended up meeting the winemaker, going into the barrel room, him taking us
Oh,
to the
wow.
vineyards, walking the vineyards, and literally like putting our feet in the soil and learning all about the history of wine growth and wine making in Hawaii. And
Oh,
we have it
wow.
all on film. It's going to be on YouTube soon.
So in Hawaii is a good place to grow what you said pineapple, but do they do grapes?
Well, they've always grown grapes, but Hawaii is such a tropical and finicky climate. The
Yeah.
grapes need time to develop, to get to gain their complexity, and there was some difficulty um, with people that weren't growing grapes in the right areas for years. But at Maui Wines, they figured it out. They found the right varietals that would grow well in that climate, in
Oh,
that ever-changing, finicky climate,
yeah.
and they were able to find a plot of land that imparted unique characteristics on the wine that actually created good wine. And they also have a winemaker now that is passionate enough and is experienced enough that he can pull out what he needs to pull out from those grapes.
Oh, that's super cool.
It is
I was never into wine, and then I got to go to Napa Valley
nice.
and try, and like you learn a little bit about it, and I got a taste for it. And I mean, for me it would be like wine would be stealing the box wine from a graduation party when we were young, because that's all we could get to drink, you know what I mean? But it wasn't anything I was sought after. But now like my sister guy's all into that, and
Uh-huh.
I've been tasting good wine, and it's so different than the $4 bottle at Long's. You get big a bottle that costs a lot more. You're getting what you pay for. It's so different.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's another thing that is that, wine has been one of those things that has been kind of like exclusive to people of wealth.
Yeah.
And it's been something that has been, I think, it's pretty complicated. So it's intimidating to the average person. And, we do see the cheaper wines on the bottom of the shelf and we think that, hey, let's just try that. But there's a whole world, and each wine is a snapshot of the place that it came from. You know what I mean? Like Napa
Yeah.
Valley, Willamette, France, Italy, Portugal. And it's the vision of the winemaker. So there's just like a whole story behind every bottle. And then on top of that, you have flavors, you have vintages, what year these grapes were grown in. Was it super sunny that year? Was it super rainy? Did the vines struggle that year? Or, did they live a happy life? Like there's so many variables that will make or break the quality of a wine. And when you come across a good one, it's interesting. When you know the story, you love it before you even try it.
Yeah, that's true. And with your job, you probably do a lot of wine pairing. It's good to be knowledgeable what you're trying to pair or sell, or have your guests get to take part of it. It's wine is a unique thing, man. I think to be a sommelier, like how does that even work? You said you had to pass your first step. Like, what are the other steps?
So the other steps, they just get more intense, and you have to know more information about, say, Napa Valley, for example, is an AVA. It's an American viticultural area, and they're recognized for growing in that region. But within that region, you have sub AVAs, like Howell Mountain, right? Um, and or Atlas Peak, right? And those are appellations, and they all have, maybe this appellation has a clay soil, maybe this appellation has very little sun, and it has granite soil, and this one has, they all have different characteristics. So if you say, "Oh, I'm getting this Cabernet Sauvignon from Howell Mountain, I know it's from Napa Valley, and I know that it's from this particular high elevation area that produces really strong flavored Cabernet Sauvignon. So I need to know the intricacies of sub-AVAs. I need to
Oh,
know
wow.
all the regions in the world. You know what I'm saying? In order
Yeah.
to be even considered to take that test to become a certified sommelier, you also have to do blind tastings at some point, which is really interesting. They give you a glass. They don't even pour it in front of you. They give you a glass with wine in it, and they say, "All right, tell me what this is and where it's from, and what year this is from."
What
And
year?
if what year? Well, I mean, it seems kind of like, how the heck could you tell? But, if you just look at the color of a wine and you look at the rim variation, that is indicative of how many years it's how old it is.
Oh,
If
wow.
it's just kind of like a photo that's kind of fading in color. When you look at a wine, if you see it fading in color and it has a certain rim that says, hey, that's probably 3 to 5 or 5 to 8 years old. So you can narrow it down the more you know. And
Yeah.
sommeliers know all that stuff.
Yeah. It's funny, bro. I always if I'm with friends and stuff, I'll do the swirl if we're at dinner, and then I always call it Jesus tears, like how it the alcohol fall, and then
Yes.
I'll
Yeah.
say my spiel like, oh, this has a good earthy notes to it, because they all do. So I sound like I know what I'm saying. I have no clue what I'm saying.
Brother, you sound like a sommelier, bro.
Exactly. I can fake the funk.
I love it.
Yeah, but wine is good. But one thing I didn't know about wine, which I took for granted, was that shit can get you messed up quick. Like
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be. I remember having well, in Napa when we were tasting, bro, I got lit. We were like tasting a lot, and I didn't know how much it would affect me. And then, I was lit. And my last birthday, we had like 2 bottles, and I was feeling it, man. That stuff is strong. It's a weird
Yeah, you're
buzz too. It's a relaxing kind of buzz.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
It's a happy buzz, but you really have to be careful. And we gotta say that to all the viewers as well. Don't go start chugging wine. You gotta drink with somebody that knows wine,
Yeah.
and limit yourself. Only a couple of glasses is good. You
Yeah.
know, and take it slow.
Yeah.
They're anywhere from 11 to like 15% alcohol. The beers you're drinking are like 3 to 5%. You got to remember, like it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. And you want to enjoy the flavor. You slam it by the third glass, you can't even taste it anyway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's crazy. Well, good luck with that, man. That's a kind of
Thank
a cool
you.
goal. And with being a sommelier, what do you want to do with that title? Where could you take it?
Nothing. It's just more of a personal challenge. Because if you look at it, I already do what a sommelier does in my
Yeah.
restaurant. It would
Yep.
make sense if I went to another restaurant after Roy's Ko Olina, but I doubt after Roy's Ko Olina I'm going to be doing restaurant. I mean, I don't. Who knows? But that tag would be good to have if I wanted to get hired somewhere else. But
Yeah.
it's like I make the whole wine list. I do the pairings. I purchase all the wine. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
wow.
Like I'm doing everything that a sommelier does. I just don't have the credential. So it's
Oh,
a
wow.
personal thing. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I didn't know you did all of that stuff. So you're not only running the staff, you're doing all the orders and everything,
Yes, sir.
making the
Well,
menu.
for the fine wine, just for the
Yeah.
fine wine, I have one of my managers does the bar ordering, the wells, all the alcohol and stuff, the house wines. But I make the decision, and the vision for the wine list is completely mine.
Oh, wow. So
I'm owning it again.
where do you normally order your wines from, or is it from all over?
Well, yeah. So I mean, if I order it specifically from one purveyor, then you're limited to their portfolio. So what I do is I support. You ask anybody out there, I support everyone. And if I don't, I figure out a way to support. And there's a lot of husband-wife teams that bring in 15 wines that I find a way to pull some of those into my list. And the reason being is because they're carrying wines that the huge guys, the Southern Glazers, don't have. you know, the Young's Market, the RNDCs, the Johnson and Johnson, they all have great wines, but their
Mhm.
portfolio is specific to them. When I go to mom and pop or husband and wife, they have wines that there's only a couple of cases, you know, I mean, 100 cases produced, and it comes from this family-owned vineyard in southern France that nobody knows about. So if I put that on my list right next to the Silver Oak, you know, or the Veuve Clicquot, that's something that for me makes so much sense, and it makes my wine list unique and special.
Yeah. And it's,
Bro, you're
yeah,
getting me
special.
pumped. You're getting me pumped right now.
That's kind of smart, and it gives your customers a tasting that they probably wouldn't get anywhere else. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
then they're
There's a
gonna be
bunch of
asking
bottles on
you.
my list that are only on a couple of restaurant menus on the island.
Oh wow. So what
I
is
think
your top three?
my top three wines.
Yeah.
Okay, top three: Heineken Light. Um, that's a hard one, bro. You know, because I'm one of those guys that everybody's always like, "What's your favorite color?" And I say I like them all. What's your
Yeah.
favorite NFL team? I don't have one. I like football. You
Niners.
know, you know, and again, sorry about it, bro. That's a
Yep.
close one. Oh, by the way, Logan Ryan,
Oh, really?
very good friend of mine, bro. He's
Oh,
been coming into
nice.
Roy's for years. He came in 2 weeks ago. Very nice man. Came in on a date with his wife,
Oh, wow.
and he's still trying to figure out if he's going to come back one more year. He came back one more year, made an exception for this
Oh,
after the Bucks, right?
yep. Yep.
So
We'll see. We'll see.
solid player. Yeah, he did well. Um, but top three wines. I'm just gonna go ahead and say the first one is Chateau Canadel. No, actually, I'm gonna say Domaine Tempier, Bandol Rosé. That is one of my favorite rosés ever. It's complex, it's crisp, it's bright. It has good acidity. It's the fruit is structured very well, and I think that they've been doing it for thousands of years. You know, in Bandol in France, and it's a great rosé. Great without food, great with food. Okay, so that's
Okay.
one. I'm gonna have to say the next one. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say from Paso Robles or Robles. I hear it both ways. There's a company or a winery called Booker, and they make a wine called Oublié, which in French means the forgotten ones. So the reason why this wine is called the forgotten ones is because in Paso they're growing grapes that a lot of people look past. Syrah, Grenache, and Mourvedre. Okay, Mourvedre. So those three grapes, they call it GSM. They make a wine that is absolutely wonderful. It literally is elegant and it dances on the palate, but it has good weight, good dark fruit. That is my second. And for my third, I am going to say uh, it's going to have to be a Pinot Noir. It's going to have to be from Oregon. And I'm just going to go ahead and say Penner Ash. Penner Ash is a winery up in Oregon, and I really like these wines because Pinot Noir is one of those grapes that's really reflective of the area that it's grown in. So it takes on a lot of the earth from whatever ground you put it in. And in the Willamette Valley in Oregon, it's actually on the same latitude as the Burgundy. Okay, so in France, and Burgundy is what they're known for Pinot Noir. So very similar climate, and I would say just really climate, but in a different part of the world in the Americas, in Oregon. The Penner Ash is a husband-wife team, and their vision has been, you know, kind of darker fruit Pinot Noirs that have a great amount of earth and food-friendly acidity, and that's exactly what it is. So those are my three.
Bruh,
What
I'm
about you,
totally
brother?
I
What's yours?
I don't have three favorites. I have what I bought, Silver Oak, and whatever my sister
Mm.
orders because she knows. But what you just said, I'm gonna translate that to words and have it on my phone And next time I go to a restaurant, I'm gonna bust that out and I'm gonna look like a genius.
It works, brother.
Yeah.
It works.
Where did I went Silver Oak. I went to the one with the duck. Uh
Duckhorn.
Duckhorn. Yeah.
Duckhorn.
And then I
Both great
went
wines.
we went to the one that's like a castle in uh
Chateau Montelena,
so, it was
Chateau
something like that.
Cake Bread, Chateau. But
Oh,
it's pretty
Stag's Leap.
cool.
And I also went to Stag's Leap. Yeah,
Stag's Leap,
yeah.
Stag's
Yeah.
Leap. Those are, you went to classic. Those are
Yeah.
classic Napa. When people think, I want a Napa Valley, when the Japanese tourists say, I want Napa Valley, right? They want one of those three a lot of the
Yeah.
time.
That's where I went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing bad to say about those wines, brother. Like
Yeah.
every list should have those wines. But when you ask for a recommendation,
Yeah.
depending on, if you're willing to go out on a limb, try something new, I'm gonna take you somewhere else.
Yeah, that's what I would want. I would always want to try different ones, and I always let my sister, because she'll order, like when we're out to dinner, I'll just say red, just get whatever, and then like she'll, yeah, it's always been a she brought these bottles for Christmas over to the house. I forget where it was from, but she was telling me it's like a expensive wine. I forget how much it was, but oh, it's fun to drink. Like it tastes different. It's good, and yeah, it's something you just sip on and enjoy company with it. It's kind of cool.
Well, that's the thing that I said too in one of my videos. I'll send it to you later on Taisei Discovers. Is that wine is a part of the curation of the like human interaction. Like it's kind of like the glue. You know what I mean, in a way, or it also puts you in a situation where you feel good and you want to be like you have an easier time to communicating your feelings.
Yeah.
Not too much, but it's great for social situations with people that
Yeah.
you love, So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. And I noticed you're very articulate and are able to relay your thoughts very well in through your words. I know you going to do a conference for the millionaire mindset.
I'm nervous about that one, but
What
I
what is
love.
that anyway?
Okay, so that's thrown by one of my I would say somebody that I really look up to. His name is D, and he's a real estate investor. He's former Army. I think he was in prison at one point, and he turned his life around, and now he is traveling the world. He just bought apartment complex in Dubai, and
Wow.
what he does is he teaches people, financial freedom, but he teaches people how to invest in real estate, and he teaches them how to start small and then grow their portfolio over time. And he's helped a lot of people change their lives, and the reason why I'm a part of this, because I'm not a millionaire, I'm not a real estate investor yet, but he saw something I run a business that does millions of dollars a year. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
I have a culture that um, he always observed and respected. So for this installment of the Millionaire Mindset, it's going to be in July. I think I'm going to be speaking on the first day, and I got a little 20-minute spot that I'm going to fill with a lot of what I told you today, but it's going to be focused on. This is the talk. I named it Love and Profit. And you know how much I'm going to talk about profit? So it's one of those things where I just really want to share what makes Roy's Ko Olina successful and what makes it different when you walk through those doors and the feeling you have when you walk out. What happens in that whole experience? And how do we
Yeah.
get it there? And how do we maintain it?
Oh, that's pretty cool. Where is this gonna be at?
It's going to be at the Four Seasons. It's a 3-day event.
Oh wow.
So it's big time, bro. It's like 400, I think like 400 people. It's probably going to be the biggest crowd. It's going to be one of the biggest crowds that I've ever spoken to. I've done another engagement before for like 300, but this one is just me speaking from my heart on the one thing that I'm the most passionate about, and it's serving with love.
Yeah.
I'm so pumped.
I
So baby.
think you'll be fine, bro. You need to be nervous.
Oh, I stay nervous in a good way because that's what kind of pushes me to the next level all the time.
Yeah.
And I love feeling nervous, bro.
Yo,
I really
it's
do. Because
it's
if you're never nervous, your life is boring.
yo, it's that comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
definitely the life
Yes.
that lane that I try to live in. Cause if you're not uncomfortable, like you said, it's boring.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say that. I don't want to like, offend anybody, but for me, that's how I feel about myself. When I don't
Yeah,
have those nervous moments and something big to look forward to all the time,
yeah,
then I feel like I need to figure that
yeah.
out.
Exciting,
Throw
excitement.
myself in a yeah.
Is one of the reasons why I started the podcast. So I was getting complacent and I wasn't challenging myself and I wasn't inspired. Now I get inspired every week. I'm talking to you right now, getting inspired. It's
Thank you.
that it's that new thing that you don't know and you keep moving. But I think you'll do fine, man. And like I said, you're
Thank you.
articulate. You can speak. You should start a podcast.
Maybe, but I mean that's what Taisei Discovers is. It's
Yep.
there's podcasts on there too, but it's gonna be more exploring. We're gonna go to Willamette Valley in June. My brother and I got accepted to this camp. It's called Pinnacle Camp. So I'm going to my favorite region to literally learn about the magic behind my favorite varietal, which is Pinot Noir. And I'm going to do it among 270 other people that are just like me, in positions just like me. And we're all there to learn about the magic of Willamette Valley's Pinot Noir
Oh,
and
that's
wine in
pretty cool.
general. Yeah.
That's
So my
awesome.
brother's coming as well, and he's going to also film me up there too. So we're going to have more content for those that are interested.
Oh, that's super cool. That
Yeah.
sounds cool, man. And how's being a dad, man? How do you find time for your kids with all this projects going on and work?
Well, hey, you know what? I'm glad you said that because I felt like I was missing something. But my two daughters, I spent a couple hours with them today. I'm currently a single dad, and I get my kids like twice a week, which is working out for me. I get to see them for maybe at least 10 hours on that weekend, and it's been working. The time has been a lot, really focused, and
Yeah.
and my girls, they love daddy. They love daddy, and daddy loves them, and that's all we do is we just love each other. We draw together, we rap together. My girls are
Yeah.
rapping. We cook together. We explore together. I have this huge yard in the backyard, and we play outside and
Nice.
catch bugs. And yeah, my relationship with my daughters is everything. And in my darkest days, my daughters are the light at the end of my tunnel.
I totally agree, and I totally feel those same sentiments. Yeah, the worst days I've had got turned around for something my daughter said or did, and man, how old are they?
One's gonna be 10 in May, and the other one's gonna be 4 this month.
Oh, yo, that's a cool
Yeah,
ages. My daughter is 13 and she's transitioning into being more of a woman now, and it's different, but that love and bond we have that I created from her early age is still there, and I'm hoping it it keeps going that way. I know her friends are being more a bigger part of her life than cruising with
yeah,
daddy, which I understand, but we have that
natural.
rooted. Yeah, she has good roots with me, and I feel like
Yeah,
that's always gonna be there. It's yeah, it's cool. I respect that. Like girl dads are different, brah. Especially that bond is different. I had no idea until I had a daughter, and it's I kind of I always wanted a son, but I don't think I would if I were to have another kid. I probably would want another girl. Wow,
bro.
that's
I've
the
said
first
the
time I
same
said
thing.
that was the first time I said it out loud before.
I feel the same way, my friend. I wouldn't mind another girl, straight
Yeah.
up. So we'll see what life holds. I did want to say something to you as well, brother. Congratulations. I saw what recently happened in your life.
Yo,
Beautiful fiance you have, and I'm
thank you.
super happy for you, bro. You got to bring her into the restaurant, and
I
I
will
have
for
something
sure.
special for you guys. Okay?
Okay. I will definitely do that because that actually might be something cool because we're gonna celebrate. I asked her to marry me last night or yesterday, and I
Congratulations,
almost didn't
bro.
make this show because I got hammered and I threw up and had a mean hangover because I hardly drink. I at the
Yeah,
club
yeah.
I'll have a couple, but not much. But last night, it was we had a get together after, and yeah, I drank more than I should have, and just it got to me, and I was like, oh, I by afternoon I was good. I'm like, okay, I still can roll this thing out, but I appreciate it, man. Thank you. That
You're
would
welcome,
honestly be the best place to take her. I would let you know. I would do that.
brother. As
That would
long
be
as I'm
super.
working, okay? I'm off
Yep.
Sunday, Mondays most of the time, but you just let me know. Shoot me a text, and
Yes,
we'll
for
make it
sure.
happen.
That would be super cool, man. Shoot,
Yeah.
yeah, that would be awesome. That would be something I could surprise her with. Like I think she ate there once with our family when we were at Koolina. Because whenever, like I said, whenever we're at Koolina, we'll go there. Like that's
Uh,
our spot. My dad loves it there. So yeah, whenever we have our little family get-togethers at Koolina, we'll do a staycation. One of those nights we'll go there, and then I think the other one is what is the restaurant at Ihilani? Or where you
there's Mina's Fish House.
no, it was a Italian restaurant.
Oh, Noe.
Yeah, yeah, that one.
Another great restaurant, great wine list, great general manager over there. Shout out to Noe and Four
Nice.
Seasons. I worked there for 5 months, so I have a connection with that place. But
Oh,
had to
nice.
come back to Roy's as the
Yeah.
GM. So
So for your career wise, where do you want to take it? Are you happy where you're at, or you have goals that you want to hit higher up?
I'm not too sure right now, bro. Like I'm actually I just made 40. I recently separated, which is huge for an adult man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And woman. Both of us were going through a big transition, but things are good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? As best as they could be. And this brings a whole new chapter and energy for me. So I really don't know. I'm living life. I'm creating, and I really feel, cliche, but the world is my oyster, and whatever I want to do, I'm going to give in from this
Yeah.
point on out. So
That's
it's
cool.
exciting.
That's cool. It seems like you said, the world's your oyster, you know, cap, and the excitement of knowing that you can do other things is kind of a cool feeling too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. So as long as
Nice.
my kids are good,
Yeah.
bro, New Zealand, Japan, here we come.
Yep, let's go. That'd be cool,
Yes.
man. Bro, I know what to ask you. How long it took you to get those dreads that long?
Oh, bro, this is like 17 years,
Oh,
I
wow.
think. 17. I cut them like 4 times, I think.
Oh,
Something
wow.
like that. And they'd be down to my feet, but I'm getting old and it's starting to get thin. I'm losing them one by one, and soon I'm gonna look like my bro soon.
Oh, bald.
I'm gonna bald up soon.
Oh. So what,
Yeah,
you crochet it or is it natural? Like how does I always try to
it
figure
was
it
all
out?
natural. I never had anybody that did my hair. I had an afro at the beginning, and I stopped picking it, and I just threw a beanie on when I went to sleep, and then I'd wake up and there'd be little ones that form, and I just go like that. And then before you knew it, I had a full head, and my general manager at the time hated it.
I can imagine.
A lot of people hated it, like, but this is 2024, and you can have tattoos and
Yeah.
piercings as long as you're professional and you can live the standard. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Express yourself. Be
Exactly.
colorful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something I tell my dad because I got tats and stuff, and it's like
Uh-huh.
I got close friends that I trust with my life that are tatted up, piercings, and I had people that stab me in the back that go to church, and are clean cut. It's like it doesn't matter what you have on you, it's the what's inside. And you can decorate any way you want, brah. And as long as the aloha shines through everything, then more power to you.
We on the same frequency, Thaddeus.
Yeah.
I feel that from this conversation. We're on the same frequency, man.
Yeah. Well, we've been going for about an hour. One more question, bro. What were the celebrities you met that you got starstruck? Was like, oh shit, that guy's here. Like, if any.
You know what, bro? Like, I think because of my perspective on humans and who we are, I don't really get starstruck. But I tell you what, the first time I met Max Holloway.
Oh, really?
Max now he's on speed dial, you know what I mean? That's cool. My man now. But the first time I met him, I and even Yancy Medeiros, I met a lot of those local stars from Roy's. And bro, like, to me, those are the ones that touch me the most, because they're representing Hawaii on a global stage. And I feel like I'm a smaller version of that, you know, because when people come into my restaurant, I'm representing Hawaii. I'm showing you what local people really are. You know what 100%. I mean? Spirit, right? So they're doing it on a global stage, on a whole different level, reaching so many more people that I am always in awe in their presence. Even if I've seen them 20 times, just give them their respect, and bow. And that's so I wouldn't say starstruck, but more just the utmost respect for those local guys, the celebrities. Even Tumua, when he comes in, look at what he's doing now. He's doing comedy shows, selling out comedy shows in the mainland.
Yeah.
Like, bro, all respect, all love. Yeah, that's my answer.
That's cool. I didn't expect that answer. I like it better. That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Well, keep doing your thing, and I'm definitely gonna take you up on that. My girl would definitely like that. And yeah, it's been a weird 2 days. I didn't go to work today, so my weekend is pretty much ending with this conversation, and I think it's a great way to end it.
Thank you, brother. You are the end to a wonderful day for me.
Right
so
on.
I really appreciate it, Thaddeus. Thank you.
Right on, man. Well, shakas for the cameras. All right, man, we're out. Shout out to the Artist Group Network. Aloha.
Aloha. Thank you, brother.